to predictability. The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
Good afternoon, Tigers.
Welcome back to episode 2 of BHSN. I'm Nazara Pangallo.
And I'm Ava Layton.
And this is
BHSN. The Kentucky Department of Education honored one of our own recently when elementary teacher Ashley Ritchie won the 2022 Kentucky Elementary Teacher of the Year.
Miss Ritchie is dedicated to keeping her students engaged, and she loves to make learning come to life with the way she transforms her classroom. And Craycraft sat down with Miss Ritchie to ask what this award means to her.
We applaud Mrs. Ritchie for the award and the way she inspires young students. Thank you for being so dedicated to your craft.
What is one thing you would like people to know about you?
I love room transformations. Of changing my classroom into something different, like a pirate ship or a bat cave or whatever we can think of for the day.
Sweet. What is one positive trait that makes you a good teacher?
I think I'm a good listener. So like with students or with my teammates, being able to listen to them and help when I need to help or, be involved in different things.
And lastly, what's your favorite thing about being a teacher?
Probably watching students, like when they learn something new, when that light bulb goes off and they finally get it. It's really fun.
Thank you.
And now we toss it over to Sydney Webster to report on the Beechwood Band winning state.
Good.
Hello Beechwood Tigers, my name is Sydney Webster with BHSN. The Beechwood Marching Tigers have just recently taken state, as many of you know, and with marching band being such a big part of this school, we wanted to shine the spotlight over to our directors to see just what goes on behind the scenes. Our field reporter Jasper Gray got the chance to sit down with the directors and ask a few questions to get an insight on what the band season is like. When asked about how the atmosphere changes leading up to nationals, this is what Director Brawley had to say.
Hard time in the season is August. But once September rolls around, when we start competing, we always have Festival of Bands is our first performance in September. That's when the excitement starts to pick back up, and then it's just a lot of energy and a lot of excitement leading all the way to state. And then always there's a little bit and we're going through it right now. The week after state is always tough, especially when the band wins, because you get this big emotional high of winning a state championship. And then if we're going to Grand Nationals, there's, oh man, we still got a lot of work left to do.
We then asked what separates Beechwood from other bands and how this contributes to the group's success, and here was our response.
I think in the last 10 to 15 years, since the program has really taken a step up, since 2006, the band has won 9 of its 10 state championships, so that's 9 in about 15 years. I think what really separates Beechwood is probably the level of individual musicians is usually really high, and that's because we're a small school and we have less players, but we take it really serious and we make sure that each individual person is performing at a high level. And that's really hard at some bigger schools and bigger programs because they just have so many kids. It's hard to get every one of them to an extremely high level.
Wow. Small school or not, the work that the marching band here at Beechwood puts into their performances does not go unnoticed. Finally, Director Brawley commented on what they are looking for in the future for band members, so for all of you wondering if you fit the role, here's what he had to say.
The biggest thing is just to make sure that every single person is contributing and every single person is performing at a really high level. Because, marching band is a little bit different than athletics. And I'm a huge athletic supporter. You know, I've been a huge baseball, football, basketball fan all my life. But the difference between what we do and what the athletics do is that every single person on our team performs all the time. We don't have there's not an opportunity where if you're not performing at a high level where somebody else comes in and takes your place. And that's what makes our activity unique, is that if someone's not performing at a high level, they're out there no matter what. So we have to make sure every person is performing, up to the standard of the group. So and we also have a really wide range of students. We have 7th graders performing in marching band, and then we have seniors. And the ultimate goal at the end of the season is for the 7th graders and the seniors to look the same. And hopefully that's at a really high level for both.
He goes on to say that another big part of band is to stay consistent, and no doubt all of you out there are more than capable of doing so. We hope this piques some interest amongst you students and want to say a big congratulations and good luck to the band as they go on to nationals. I'm Sydney Webster with BHSN. Back to you guys.
Thank you to Sydney for that report. Now over to Bethany for our senior spotlight.
You most notably know Hatfield on the field or in the classroom. Hatfield is on the road to a prestigious academy known as the Naval Academy in Maryland. Michael has been thinking of joining the Naval Academy since the beginning of his junior year.
Academy student. So Michael, how long have you been thinking about this decision?
I've actually been thinking about this since beginning of my junior year last year.
Really? That's a long time.
Michael is drawn to the Naval Academy because of the commitment and sacrifice that comes along with joining any part of the military. This Naval Academy is extremely tough to get into.
What are the requirements? So we know there's big requirements. What requirements do you have to go through?
So you have to get at least a nomination from either your representative, Thomas Massey, or your 2 senator, which is Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul. You also can be your vice president, Kamala Harris.
Michael sent his letter to Massey about a month ago, his McConnell letter a week or 2 ago, and his letter to Rand Paul is due on the 15th.
Are you going to miss Beechwood and the Beechwood family or any of us around here?
Of course, but also I want to get out of here sometimes and live my own life and go and see the world. But yes, I'm going to miss a little bit, especially the skyline.
Oh yeah, got to miss the skyline. All right, Michael, thank you. It was a pleasure having you on.
Of course.
Good luck, my man.
All of us at BHSN will wish Michael the best of luck.
Thank you for that report, Bethany. Now it's time for sports. As we transition from the fall to the winter season, we say goodbye to golf, volleyball, soccer, cross country, and football. And we usher in basketball, swimming, archery, and bowling.
That's right, Nazario. But first, our football team is heading into the playoffs. Here's Alex with sports.
What a week for the Beechwood Tigers. 2 state titles were secured and brought to the fort. If you haven't heard already, Nat Michael won the individual state championship for 2A cross country, followed by Aiden Holt, Chris Riverdale, and his younger blood, Samson Weldemeister. You already heard from Cindy about the band winning state. The band will make the journey this weekend to Indianapolis to compete for the Grand National Championship at Bands of America. In other sports news, the football team started their playoff journey this past Friday night. The Tigers annihilated the Wildcats 58-8. The Tigers will take on the Indians this Friday night in the second round of the playoffs. Winter sports are preparing for their season as the basketball, swimming, archery, and bowling teams have been working hard to prove the Tigers are the real deal this winter.
That's a wrap for this second edition of BHSN. On our next episode, we will take a look at Tiger senior Nat Weldemichael, and we will look towards Thanksgiving and how to make a homemade pumpkin pie. I'm Ava Layton.
And I'm Azaria Pangao. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next edition of the Beechwood High School News.